Welcome everybody to Beyond Eden by Studio Pieplus. This is I think a Korean game, because I guess the language is in Korean. Well, the voices I should say are in Korean. It's a BL game, boys love game. You know, it's obviously geared toward female audience members, but you know, male audience members can play them too. You know, I think I like playing these games. You know, don't judge me. Like, I like playing Chess of Blades. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, just a demo. This is just a demo version. This game came out on October 6th of last year. I meant to play this game some time ago, or play the demo of the game some time ago as a quick look, but I never got around to it until now. So I figured, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's go on. New game. Work of Fiction. This is on Steam. It's $40 on $35 on Steam. There is a deluxe version I think has like the soundtrack or something in it for a little bit more. This is a Euro game. There is 8 scenes in the game. Obviously not in the Steam version, so you're gonna have to procure another way to get it if you want those scenes. Major events in the Beyond Eden are voiced by Korean voice actors. This voice option can be turned on and off. We're leaving it on because, you know what? It was a labor of love. I would rather hear the voices than not hear the voices.
지금부터 우리가 갈 곳은 어떤 곳이지, 알렉스?
You often don't hear Korean voice actors, so you know what? I'm interested in this. Let's go.
애쉬그로브.
Ashcroft Park.
그 대답은 조금 전에도 들었어.
그랬던가, 로렌스?
그래. 좀 더 자세한 설명을 해줬으면 하는데.
한 남자 가문의 오래된 저택이야. 광대한 숲에 둘러싸인 고풍스러운 집이지.
Nice. Big old mansion deep in the park, surrounded by forest. That'd be pretty cool.
근처엔 호수가 하나 있는데 거기서 안개가 피어오를 때면 숲과 저택이 잿빛으로 보이고.
Interesting.
애쉬 그로브라고 불리는 건 그 때문이라는 건.
주변에 다른 저택도 있나?
글쎄, 좀 떨어진 곳에 두어 개 있지만 교류가 그리 활발하진 않은 것 같더군.
Is it creepy? It's probably creepy.
듣는 것만으로도 우울해지는군. 난 화려한 무도회며 만찬, 오페라를 전부 내팽개치고 왔는데 즐길 거라곤 하나도 없어 보이잖아. 아, 알겠다. 그 집안에는 필시 아리따운 영애들이 있겠지?
Oh, charming daughters. All right, I like the sound of that.
유감스럽지만 그
Damn.
저택은 아들들 뿐이야.
That's all right.
남자 부인조차
We're not here for
런던에
the women,
출타 중이시라는 거야.
are we?
삭막해. 삭막하기 그지없군. 모처럼 런던에서 벗어났는데 아름다운 프랑스의 해변이 아니라 이런 곳에 와야만 했나?
Because everyone goes to France for the beaches. I mean, let's go somewhere else, right? It's so boring to go where everyone else is going. Gotta go off the beaten path every once in a while.
그럼 왜 따라온 거지? 난 계속 말렸는데 말이야.
I told you, you wouldn't want to go.
그건 네가 어디에 뭘 하러 가는지 절대 안 가르쳐줬으니까 그렇지. 나 몰래 재미있는 곳에 가려는 줄 알았는데 그렇지는 않았나 보군.
Hey, a dreary mansion in the middle of a forest? I mean, come on, I played House of Fata Morgana. This could be more enthralling than any beach.
이젠 말해줘도 되지 않아?
I mean, that's such a damn good
그
game.
저택에는 대체
I
뭘
love
하러
that
가는
game.
거야?
That's my favorite VN of all time, by the way.
내가
You
애쉬
know, before I
그로브에
had to take
돌아가는
most of it
이유는
down, but I had a hell of a time. I might replay that on stream one day, one of these days, and actually finish the game to the true ending.
그 저택의 모든 것을
Oh,
부수기 위해서.
oh. He has a grudge against that house. Pretty strongly, too. Alex Week. Oscar Enoch. Joshua Enoch. Edward Enoch. Jeremy Enoch. Theodore Barton. Morris Bell. Lawrence de Lafayette. Elizabeth Wake. Oh, there is a woman. William Enoch. Mary Fox. Presented by Studio Pieplus. That's how they say it in the intro. Okay, there's some credits. Beyond Eden. What lays beyond Eden? I guess we will never know. Alright. A liveried footman opened the carriage door, and Alex descended from the vehicle. Oh my, that is a beautiful house. Before his eyes was the sight he could never forget, even if he tried. Ashcroft Park was a mansion which consisted of a main building in the front and a conjoining 3-story annex built approximately 100 years ago. It was surrounded not by some well-trimmed garden, but a vast lawn spreading away from the building, which effectively emphasized the house's magnificence. With nothing to obstruct their view, visitors had no choice but to recognize the mansion's presence long before they reached the building. The tenants would look up to the house from their childhood and learn to distinguish the ruling class from the subjugated, as well as their place in the system. But that is why the houses of the nobility are structured and presented so grandly, so you don't forget who's who in this world. Alex, too, was once intimidated by this house. But during the past 10 years, he had visited numerous mansions to pay social calls, and Ashcroft Park no longer instilled a sense of awe or reverence in him. A myriad of thoughts rushed through his mind, but only for a brief moment. Alex gazed upon the person who arrived at the door to greet him, and Lawrence. The man who stood before them was followed by a troop of servants. He was obviously the master of the house, or his proxy, anyway. His azure eyes were the color of blue topaz. His facial features were finely sculpted. His posture was dignified and stately. As long as he retained these qualities, he would be recognized as a nobleman, even if he were to be clad in coarse linen instead of his elegant cutaway coat. The man's expression was intensely stiff. He first shot a glance at Alex, then turned his attention to Lawrence, who was standing behind Alex.
헬시 크로브에 어서 오십시오. 헤드닉과의 장남 오스카 헤드닉입니다.
I want that outfit. I like that. Politely extended his arm to Lawrence, offering a handshake.
먼 길을 와주셔서 감사합니다. 들 라파에트님.
Thank you for having me. Lawrence de Lafayette cast a quick, quizzical glance at Alex. He had expected Oscar to read Alex first and comment on the reunion, as he was the one acquainted with the Enoch family. But Lawrence did not raise any questions, and he simply shook Oscar's hand.
로렌스라고 불러주세요. 이 친구를 따라 멋대로 왔는데 피해가 되지 않으면 좋겠군요.
귀한 손님을 모시게 되어 이쪽이야말로 영광입니다. 저도 그냥 오스카라고 불러주십시오. 지방이지만 공기만은 좋으니 푹 쉬시다 가시길 바랍니다.
Oh, I hope I do. It's a beautiful house.
예, 기꺼이.
But remember, we wanted to destroy everything. Or I think Lawrence was the one who said he wants to destroy everything in that house. I wonder why. After reading Lawrence, Oscar finally turned his attention to Alex.
오랜만이군, 알렉스.
그러게, 별일 없이
Been a
잘
long,
지냈어.
long time.
걱정해줘서 고맙군. 덕분에 일가 모두 건강하게
Good to hear.
지내고 있지.
It was a typical greeting for an old acquaintance, aside from the glimmer of awareness flashing in Oscar's eyes.
방문을 허락해줘서 고마워. 이 근방엔 머무릴 호텔도 마땅치 않아서 거절당하면 어쩌나 걱정이 되더군.
But Oscar turned away and faced the house, as if to indicate he had no desire for further conversation, and gets to the point.
언제까지 이런 곳에 있는 것도 뭐하니? 들어가지.
Alex and Lawrence followed Oscar to the house.
두 사람은 어떻게 아는 사이죠?
알렉스는 어릴 때 저희 저택에 손님으로 머문 적이 있습니다.
남장님의 호의로 말이지.
그리고 보니 남장님께 인사를 드리고 싶은데 어디에 계신가요?
What is that noise I'm hearing? Like someone hitting the microphone, but it's not me, I swear.
첫 만남부터 결례를 저질러 죄송합니다. 원래는 아버지가 직접 손님들을 맞으실 예정이었습니다만 오전에 동생들과 목사관에 가신 후 돌아오지 않으시는 바람에.
결례라고 하실 것까지 그보다 큰일이 아니었으면 좋겠네요.
Look at those statues. Oh, this place. The double stairway. I love that. Love that look. Two footmen pulled the handles on the front door, which opened to a large hall. Lawrence took a survey of the interiors and was exclaiming words of admiration when the sound of hurried footsteps rushed through the entrance.
역시 손님이 먼저 도착한 모양이네.
The young man approached them, and his steps lively and his eyes dancing with curiosity.
에디, 손님에게 인사를 먼저 해야 하지 않을까? 당분간 여기에 머무르실 들라파이트님, 웨이크님이다. 신뢰가 없도록. 그리고 이쪽은 저희 형제 중 셋째인
How's it going?
에드워드 에드닉입니다. 처음 뵙겠습니다. 에디라는 아이 같은 별명만 아니라면 어떻게 불러주셔도 좋습니다.
Oh, I wasn't going to. You're okay.
그런 말을 하니까 아이 취급 당하는 거다. 그보다 아버지는
I don't like the bow tie. I don't like bow ties. I'm weird. I don't like the bow ties. I like regular ties.
아니, 아버지랑 조슈아 형 제레미는 지금 목사관에 있어. 마차 바퀴살이 망가져서 고치는 중이야. 저녁 전에는 끝날 거라고 하더라.
불행 중 다행이군. 그런데 넌 어떻게 돌아온 거지?
누군가는 먼저 돌아가서 사정을 전해야 하잖아. 마침 왕진을 오셨던 벨 선생님께 말을 빌렸지.
그럼 선생님도 목사관에 발이 묶이신 건가? 하필이면 손님들이 오셨을 때 이런 일이 일어나다니. 다시 한번 사죄드리겠습니다.
No, you're fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
아니에요. 사정은 잘 알았습니다. 남장님과 다른 동생분들은 저녁 때 소개받을 수 있는 거죠?
Man,
기대가
Lawrence is a good looking guy,
큽니다.
isn't he? I like that look on him. He looks good in green.
기대요?
Oh, no expectations really.
오스카 씨를 좀 보세요. 그런 금발의 푸른 눈이라니 어딘가 신화에서 튀어나온 것 같잖아요.
I mean, I guess. Man, he does have really good looking eyes there, doesn't he?
다른 동생분들도 틀림없이 잘 생기셨을 것 같아서요.
Good genes run in the family, I'm sure.
그러고 보니 방금 알렉스에게 듣기론
No
여자
sisters.
형제분이
What a
없다던데
shame.
사실인가요?
예? 네, 그 말이 맞습니다. 제 동생들은 셋 다 남자입니다.
그래요? 유감이네요. 그런 금발로 태어나길
I read
원하시는
somewhere that the Y
숙녀분들을
chromosome was slightly
부다수는 알고
heavier
있는데
than the X chromosome, which resulted in more males being born. I don't think any of that's true, but I heard it somewhere.
하지만 검은 머리에도 갈색 머리에도 그 나름의 아름다움이
Alex,
있지
oh,
않던가?
that's me.
특히
We look great, man.
난
We're a bunch of
빨간
good-looking
머리가
dudes.
좋던데 말이야.
Yeah, we're gonna paint the town red. I find red hair particularly attractive. You know what? I'm not a huge redheaded guy. I mean, there's nothing wrong with red hair. I mean, not my personal cup of tea.
응? 그래?
그래, 딱 에드워드
I
씨
like a
같은
good
머리칼만.
black hair woman or
호박색을 햇빛에
brunette.
비춰보면 저런 다몽색으로 빛나지 않던가?
Man, so good with words.
잘 됐네 에드워드군. 알렉스는 그런 머리칼이 좋다는데?
Wake loves your hair, dude.
감사합니다.
That's like a freaking poet.
그런 말을 듣는 건 처음이에요.
Well, it's okay. I mean, it's not like Lawrence's hair. Lawrence's hair is pretty damn good. Your hair is a little scruffy, but you'll get there. You're still young. You got time to come into your own look. A man is defined by his hairstyle, or lack thereof. A brief puzzlement passed over Oscar's face, but he soon turned his glance toward his pocket watch in his hand.
저녁 식사까지는 아직 시간이 있군요. 우선은 쌓여있는 여독을 푸시는 게 어떨까요?
So tired.
저희
Oh
사용인이
man.
방으로
No one
안내해드릴
wants a
겁니다.
carriage ride anyway. It's been at least like 2 hours. Hello, little missy. The two figures standing behind Oscar stepped forward. They had stood closest to the young lord as he greeted the guests, which indicated they were the head of the servants.
집사인 버튼입니다.
Burton.
필요한 것이 있으시면 무엇이든 말씀해 주십시오.
하우스키퍼인 메어리입니다.
Mary Fox. Okay.
메어리? 아직도 이 저택에서 일하고 있었나?
기억해 주시다니 송구스럽습니다, 웨이크님.
Apparently we have some history.
당연히 기억하지. 정말 반가워.
I'm glad to see you too, Mr. Burton.
오스카, 실례가 안 된다면 그녀에게 안내를 부탁해도 될까?
Sorry, man. We're gonna have the little lady show us.
그야 메어리만 괜찮다면 부탁해도 괜찮겠나?
젊은 주인님의 분부대로.
Alex was led to the second floor of the annex, to a room equipped with fine furniture. If he remembered correctly, it was a room reserved for important guests, VIPs, and foreign dignitaries and such. Okay. This is your room, Mr. Wake. It seems the valet has brought up your trunk already. Awesome. Thank you, Fox. Would you like some tea, sir? I had it ready on account of the unusually chilly weather. Then yes, please. Mary promptly returned with the tea set on a tray. Chamomile, please. Please wait for a minute, Mr. Wake. Oh. It's strange to hear you address me like that. Oh, my. And should I address you as Master Alex, as I did before? Oh, I wouldn't love it, man. Lover would get a kick out of that, let me tell you. Am I not too old for that? Not at all. I still call everyone Master, except the young lord, of course. Indeed, he's the future Lord Enoch, after all. More than a decade had passed, but the appearance of the mansion remained as Alex remembered it. However, the position and status of its previous and current residents, including those of Alex himself, had seemed to undergone considerable change. So our old nurse is the present housekeeper. I presume Potter has retired. Yes, she quit since the pain in her legs worsened. Mary prepared the tea with deft fingers, placed the teacup on a silver saucer, and offered it to Alex. Thanks. Ooh, nice scent. Alex was about to take a sip when he heard a knock. Lawrence popped his head inside. Ah, I knew you were having tea. Give me a cup too. He sat down on a sofa with not a fleck of hesitation and took the teacup from Mary's hand. You may leave us now. Sorry for taking your time. No, not at all, sir. Please be of service. Why don't you have tea in your own room? Oh, what a silly question. I don't drink tea unless I have company. I'm not like you Englishmen guzzling tea all the time. Do Englishmen really drink tea all the time? That seems like a trope more than anything. I mean, yeah, I'm sure they like their tea. I mean, I like a good cup of tea myself. But drinking, it's not like, you know, they don't have anything else to drink over there. Yet I can see you're thoroughly enjoying yours. I can't help it. This country is so cold. That's why I insisted we vacation somewhere warm. Although Lawrence grumbled, a smile of satisfaction lit his face. Apparently the tea had warmed him up. Remember, you're the one who begged to be here. So, what's your impression of the house? Very nice, right? Well, I can't say for sure, since I've only just arrived here. Still, it is quite impressive to find not a single trace of ladylike presence within these halls. She can hear you. She's right outside the door. Then go back to London, if you please. I'm not stopping you. Ah, you're a cold man, Wake. But I will stay. I did felt I should get away from London for a spell. Alex immediately understood the implication. There had been a groundless rumor concerning the Duke's daughter, who was infatuated with Lawrence. Of course, as rumors go, there was no means to confirm it, but no one cares about that, because it's a rumor. London does love gossip. Boy, you ain't wrong at that. Indeed, anyway. Is it true you spent your childhood here? Turn down my audio levels real quick because I realized I was spiking just a little bit. There we go. Okay, should be a little better. Oh, didn't I tell you before? No, you never did. You merely told me you should be visiting an acquaintance. Anyway, you've been acting queer lately. First, you didn't like the idea of me tagging along, and then you suddenly changed your mind. Well... the answer was simple. Lawrence descended from an illustrious family which had produced a number of French dignitaries for generations. Nobody would dare to openly reject a man with such a background, not to mention his companion. Then there was Lawrence himself with his good looks and innocent smile and the ability to carry conversation without boring people. He was easily liked by everybody, regardless of age and sex, due to such amiable qualities. And a likable person naturally becomes the center of interest. Alex calculated that Lawrence could be useful enough if the latter's presence could divert attention from those wary of Alex and let their guard down. As you see, it's the country. I wouldn't have come here if not for business. At least I have you to talk to. Likely mere lip service, but still nice to hear. Oh, what's that? Don't you hear hoofbeats? Alex put his saucer down and walked over to the window. Someone else is here. A black-brown four-wheeled carriage had just stopped before the mansion. The door opened, and several people descended from the vehicle. The last person to leave was a tall man. It was the Baron. The one person Alex had ached and craved to see once more. The Baron was surrounded by servants as well as those who appeared to be his sons. But he was all that was worth seeing to Alex at the moment. It had lasted for a fleeting moment, as the Baron and the others were soon swallowed by the house. With nothing left to observe, Alex returned to his seat. As the Baron arrived... Yes, but you won't see him anymore. He's inside the house now. Enoch. That is not a common name. Say, could it be that Lady Enoch of Mayfair is... Yes. She is the mistress of the house. Is that so? I have met her often in social events, but never her husband. What is he like? I'll see for yourself. Baron Wilden Enoch, Lord of Ashcroft, greeted the young guests. There was a look of imposing dignity in his calm eyes.
애쉬그로브의 영주인 윌리엄 에드닉일세.
Thank you, sir.
초대해 주셔서 감사합니다.
웨이크군은 오랜만에 만나는군. 별거 없었나?
네, 덕분에. 남장님도 건강해 보이셔서 다행입니다.
나이에 비해선 괜찮은 편이지.
As the Baron fell silent, so did the entire dining room.
그러고 보니 다른 동생들의 소개도 아직이었군요. 에디, 조슈아와 제레미는?
조슈아 형이 시간이 걸리는 건 어쩔 수 없잖아. 제레미는... 글쎄, 조슈아 형이랑 같이 오려는 걸지도 모르고.
서둘러 준비하면 좋았을 것을.
신경 쓰지 마세요. 저희가 예정보다 일찍 내려와 버린 탓인걸요?
아닙니다. 일단 저도 감독하고는 있습니다만 동생들이 아직 철이 없어서요. 도착한 모양이군요.
Everybody turned their attention towards the young man at the dining room door. Ooh, who is it? Oh my. That's a Joshua. That's a Joshua right there. Those who meet him for the first time would wonder why he carried a cane inside the house, didn't understand its function after seeing him walk. For one knee was slightly bent than the other, preventing normal walking. But there was no signs of timidity or resentment in his face. cool detachment in his eyes uniquely distinguished him from the rest of the family.
형제 중 둘째인
I
조슈아입니다.
knew it. That's a Joshua.
처음 뵙겠습니다. 조슈아 에드닉입니다.
After finishing his introduction, Joshua took his seat beside Alex. Oscar lightly cleared his throat.
조슈아,
The young man raised his head and looked at the guests.
놀라시겠다면 죄송합니다. 다리는 꽤 전부터 이랬지만 일상생활에는 지장이 없으니 신경 쓰실 것 없습니다.
Oh, I mean, I'm not one to poke fun at someone's, disabilities. That would be very, very uncouth.
난 그런 뜻으로 말한 게... 제레미, 뭐 하는 거냐? 얼른 들어오지 않고.
Hello? The boy was hesitant and lingering by the door, aware of the subtle tension in the room. He entered upon Oscar's call.
안녕하세요.
His smile was rather shy, yet welcoming.
처음 뵙겠습니다. 제레미 에드닉입니다. 부디 편히 쉬다 가시길 바랍니다.
I mean, that might as well be a woman. It's so feminine. Why not just make him a woman? Would it really kill you?
막내인 제레미입니다. 아직 어려서 부족한 점이 있을지도 모르지만 잘 부탁드립니다.
If you didn't tell me that was a woman, I would have no way of knowing.
부족하다니 당치도 않아요. 이렇게 씩씩한걸요? 그렇지?
Yeah, he seems alright. Those remarks did not reach Alex's ear, for the boy was truly a marvel to behold. He is the exact likeness of her. For a moment, Alex thought he was hallucinating. Blonde hair and blue eyes clearly indicated the Enoch lineage, yet the rest of him was a spitting image of someone Alex knew very well.
알렉스? 너도 그렇게 생각하지?
Oh, yes. Yes, I agree.
나도
yes.
그렇게 생각해.
I don't know what I'm agreeing to. Oscar watched Alex with a puzzled look, but cleared his throat once more.
원래라면 주치의이신 벨 선생님도 동석하십니다만 오늘은 급한을 일으킨 환자의 집에 묵고 오신다는군요.
Oh, well, yeah, let him be a doctor first and,
그럼 모두가 모였으니 식사를 시작하도록 하죠. 괜찮죠, 아버지?
Upon Oscar's nod, the footman carried in the platters and trays. The diners took food from the offered platters, and for a while, only the clatter of utensils filled the dining room. Oscar carved the venison as he glanced at Alex sitting to his right.
여긴 일 때문에 왔다고 했던가?
맞아. 구매를 고려 중인 토지를 둘러보러
I've
왔어.
never had venison. I wonder if it's any good. It was not a lie. Alex was indeed in the process of negotiating real estate sales with another aristocratic family.
이 지역에 땅을 사서 뭐하게?
양이라도 키울까 해서.
Sheep farming, interesting.
재미없는 농담이군.
What if it's not a joke? What if you really like sheep? Or maybe he's just pulling the wool over your eyes. The Enoch estate was located in Norfolk, where crop and livestock were the major products. Yet the country's agricultural business was being increasingly overshadowed by industrialization, which is why its land was not generally considered an attractive investment. But if Alex's calculations were right, he would reap vast profits from this deal.
바쁜 거 아니었나? 대리인을 보내면 좋았을 것을.
이번 일은 신중을 기해해서 말이지. 내 눈으로 직접 확인하고 싶었어.
무슨 사업을 하시는데요?
무역과 투자를 중심으로 하고 있습니다.
그렇게 딱딱하게 말씀 안 하셔도 돼요. 그럼 외국에 가보신 적도 있겠네요?
일 때문에 가끔. 나한테도 좀 더 편하게 말하도록 해, 에드워드.
Not a bunch of stiffs.
정말? 그럼 사양하지 않고 그렇게 할게요.
손님께 버릇없이 굴지 마라, 에디.
Not being rude, he just said he could not be so formal.
알렉스 형이 괜찮다고 하면 되는 거 아니야? 형은 너무 참견이 심해.
Oscar is just, he's just too concerned about appearances is what he is. He's uptight. But you know what? A person like him, in this kind of You know, growing up rich and wealthy, yeah, I mean, I'm sure the attitude exists a lot in nobility. Oscar said nothing, but the deep wrinkles between his eyebrows clearly betrayed his annoyance. It was plainly obvious that this pair of brothers did not get along.
알렉스가 외국을 많이 돌아다닌 건 사실이죠.
많은 나라에 가보셨나 보네요. 즐거우셨나요?
글쎄, 일 때문에 관광할 시간이 별로 없었거든.
Oh, that's too bad.
그럼 놀러 가면 되잖아.
Because it was a business trip.
들어보세요, 오스카 씨. 이 친구는 너무 일을 좋아해요. 젊은데도 즐길 줄을 모른다니까요.
무슨 소리야? 이렇게 느긋하게 쉬러 왔잖아.
That's true.
그러고 보니
That's true.
여기엔 얼마나 있을 예정이에요?
I don't know, like a week.
오래 머무를 생각은 아니야. 사업 이야기가 매듭지어지는 대로 돌아갈 거야.
에? 전혀 느긋하지 않잖아. 좀 더 있으면 어때요? 조슈아 형도 그렇게 생각하지?
그건 아버지한테 물어보지 않으면 몰라.
Go up with the chain of command.
어떻게 생각하세요, 아버지?
With everybody watching, the Baron wiped his mouth with a napkin and slowly opened his mouth to speak.
원하시는 만큼 머무르시면 되지. 그렇지 않나, 오스카?
Oscar's expression was far from that of approval, yet neither did he seem willing to object to his father's decision.
손님이 머물러 계시면 저희로서도
The
기쁠
spitting image,
따름이죠.
though, right? Oh man.
느긋하게 쉬다 가시길 바랍니다.
그렇다면 감사의 신세를 지겠습니다. 런던에 두고 온 일들도 있으니 봄이 오기 전에는
For
돌아가야 합니다.
spring? Oh, we're gonna be here a while. With February approaching, there was but a month or two until spring. There was enough time for Alex to inspect the estate and also achieve his true objective.
로렌스, 넌 어때?
His true objective: destroy everything in the house.
나도 그 정도 머물도록 할까? 별로 급할 것도 없으니 말이야.
그럼 어쩌면 벚꽃을 보고 가실 수도 있겠네요.
벚꽃이요?
네. 저희 정원에 있는 커다란
I
벚나무는
love cherry
조금
trees.
빨리 피는
They're
편이거든요.
so pretty. So
보통은
pretty.
3월은 돼야 하지만 빠르면 2월 말에 피기도 해요. 벚꽃이 피면 밖에 테이블을 내놓고 차를 마셔요. 조금 춥긴 하지만 눈처럼 흩날리는 꽃잎이 정말 아름답거든요.
His words surprised Alex once more. She said something similar, right?
흩날리는 꽃잎이 꼭 눈송이 같아서 아름답지?
For she used to utter the same words so often. She who loved flowers. She who was the one most dearest to Alex. After dinner, there was some small talk between the glasses of wine, during which Alex quietly excused himself. Being very much a first-time meeting, the conversation mostly consisted of formalities. Also, the journey was rather tiring, and he planned to rest up for tomorrow. Alex sat down on the sofa and reflected on the people he had met today. 12 years had changed him profoundly. He would have difficulty recognizing them if he happened to pass them by the streets of London. He thought of the Enoch brothers. Joshua, the Baron's second son, whose leg was crippled from an old injury. Edward, the Baron's third son, constantly rebelling against his eldest brother. Jeremy, the Baron's fourth son, who was very much younger than his brothers. And the only person who does not mask his wariness against Alex. Oscar. Did I disturb you? I was about to retire for the night, but it's all right. What do you want? For a moment, Oscar paused, unsure how to choose his words, but he promptly shook off his hesitation and looked straight at Alex. I will be candid with you. Why did you come back? Why, you ask? It's been more than 10 years since you left for school in London. You've never visited nor wrote to us. And then you returned so abruptly. Why would you do so? As I said, I'm here on business. Tomorrow I shall be meeting Sir James Ferguson to inspect his estate. But why are you so anxious? I've simply returned to an old home with fond memories. Home? Never dreamed of you saying that. Alex just smiled silently. Forget what I said. Just promise me one thing. Do not ever exert any negative influences on my brothers. I expect you to act as a model guest, so that I may gladly receive you and your friend. You understand what I mean? Very well. I'm unsure of what your idea of model guest is, but I will try my best. A deep scowl flashed across Oscar's face. Until now, his displeasure had only shown through the slight knitting of his eyebrows. This was the first time his face betrayed intense emotion, and Alex found it intensely satisfying. Good night, then. The door closed, and the smile on Alex's face disappeared, and as sudden as a mask being removed. Oscar Enoch, the Baron's eldest son, the person who was most wary of Alex. And his response was completely normal and predictable. Just as Alex considered the house as a target to destroy, Alex himself must be a shadow for an uncomfortable past of the Enochs. What was truly perplexing was the Baron, who not only permitted Alex to visit, but also allowed him to extend his stay. Alex wondered why he would do so. Does he believe that Alex had no reason to bear grudges against him, or does he think that Alex wishes to forget the past and reconcile with him? Either way, Alex knew that he will regret his decisions. Oh yes, he will regret them. I like that. I like that little piano. That was really nice. The Enoch family had been based in the countryside of northern Norfolk for centuries. Most of their 4,000-acre estate was dedicated to crop and sheep farming. In other words, the Enochs were just typical country aristocrats. Alex wondered why he could not have thought so when he was a boy, as he continued to stroll across the grounds. Although the children were grown, the estate itself seemed unchanged. Alex recognized a tree he used to climb often as a boy, and stroked its trunk. He felt that its branches would be unable to bear his weight and break off if he tried to climb it now. Alex decided to return to the house after finishing his aimless stroll when he heard the sound of hoofbeats. The carriage seemed to slow down and stop near him.
알렉스군?
Oh, okay. I guess that's all we get. As Alex turned at the mention of his name, the carriage door opened, revealing the man inside. His eyes were filled with joy as he stepped off the vehicle in a hurry. Then he stumbled and fell on the ground with a large splat. Oh, it's the doctor. Oh!
What?
You okay? He struggled to regain his feet in the wet grass, and Alex found himself helping the man up.
No.
Dr. Bell.
모리스 선생님.
Half an hour later, Morris had changed into clean clothes and sat in his chair facing Alex. The fall from the carriage had stained his clothes while the morning dew and mud. When the maid raised the teapot to pour tea into Alex's cup, Morris stopped her and poured the tea himself.
감사합니다.
I like that.
아니, 괜찮네. 이렇게 같이 차를 마시는 것도 정말 오랜만이군.
I think if I were rich and I had a house full of servants, I think it would be awkward to have someone like pour tea for me, you know? I'd be like, I could do it myself, you know, I'm not horrible, you know, I'm not like, you know, inept.
얼마만이지? 적어도 10년은 지났나? 그동안 잘 지냈나?
Although I guess if you grew up with it, you wouldn't really know any better, now would you? You just assume that that's what people would do for you, because you were like, okay, well, they bring the tea, they pour the tea, and that's it. I mean, you never get the... it never even crosses your mind. You just pour the tea yourself. As Morris peppered Alex with questions, he took the teacup to his lips and ended up spilling drops of tea on his thighs. But he failed to notice this.
No, 선생님, 옷에 홍차가... 정말이네. 언제 이렇게 흘렀지? 방금 흘리시지 않았습니까? 그랬나?
Response did not surprise Alex. As far as I can remember, Morris was an expert at spilling, breaking, and losing things. Apparently it was in his memory as well. His clumsiness seemed to contradict his age. He should be long past 40 now, as well as his profession as a doctor, which requires precise judgment. Yet he was honest and hardworking, and was seen as a good, capable physician whose gentle disposition was particularly soothing to his patients. I mean, you don't want some jerk.
또 이 집 사용인들에게 수고를 끼치겠군. 그러고 보니 메어리와는 벌써 인사했나?
Yes, we have.
네, 예전과 다름없더군요.
She's a nice girl. We like her a lot.
참 좋은 아이지. 명랑하지만 아주 야무진 면도 있고 자네들을 잘 돌봐주곤 했지. 그랬죠. 처음 이 저택에 왔을 땐 짓궂게 구는 사용인들도 있었지만 메어리는 결코 그렇...
Alex was Enoch's guest and officially belonged upstairs. It was not enough to keep the servants from treating him with disdain. His father was the son of a viscount, but his mother was middle class, and Alex himself was a child with no title or inheritance. At times he was even seen as a common playmate for Enoch brothers.
그땐 내가 힘이 되어주지 못해 미안했네.
It's alright.
괜찮습니다. 선생님은 언제나 친절하게 대해주셨으니까요.
Morris opened his eyes as wide as saucers, really surprised by the remark.
그랬다면 다행이군.
It wasn't surprising that Morris failed to recognize Alex's mistreatment. Servant's behavior continued only up to the first 6 months after Alex arrived. Even during that period, they acted politely in the presence of other family members. But Alex did not find their coldness so painful. It was more bearable than the relatives who took him in shortly after he was orphaned. Relatives spoke ill of his father almost every day. But whenever Alex was treated with disdain by the servants, his sister would be deeply upset as if she had mistreated herself.
알렉스, 미안해.
Yet there were also adults who did not discriminate, who treated the siblings warmly. One of them was Mary, the nurse, who was in charge of caring for the children. Another was Dr. Morris Bell, who was presently sitting before Alex's eyes. Perhaps because of such fond memories, Alex could not have a negative impression of Morris, despite his almost comedic blunders. Alex was lost in thought when he heard the sound of something rustling. Morris was fumbling through his white doctor's coat, searching for something. Alex noticed the smooth, worn-out cherry wood pipe in his other hand and smiled.
왜 그러나?
Very nice tobacco pipe you have, sir.
아니요. 선생님이 애연가라는 걸 다시금 깨달았을 뿐입니다. 제가 좋은 잎을 가지고 있는데 어떠신가요? 고맙네.
This just blows bubbles. Morris took some leaves from Alex's tobacco pouch and filled the pipe. Alex remembered something as he watched Morris.
부인께서는 잘 지내십니까?
Uh-oh. The sudden cough alarmed even Alex.
왜 그러십니까? 안 사람은...
Oh, she's not dead, is she? Morris took a sip of tea and cleared his throat.
몸이 안 좋아서 요양을 간 지 꽤 됐다네. 그보다 자네는 이제 슬슬 마음에 든 아름다운 숙녀분이 있어도 이상하지 않을 나이인데. 아니요, 지금으로선 결혼할 생각이 없습니다. 일도 재미있고요. 일? 그러고 보니 사업 때문에 왔다고 했던가? 하긴 그렇지 않으면 자네 같은 도회지 청년이 이런 산골에 올 리가 없겠지. 그렇지만 조금 안심했네. 솔직히 말하면 자네가 영영 돌아오지 않을지도 모른다고 생각했거든. 자네가 기숙학교로 떠났을 무렵이던가 오스카 군이 편지를 보냈는데 모두 반송되었다고 들었어.
Alex remembered at last. After entering boarding school, Oscar's letters had somehow managed to reach him. But at the time, he really had no desire to read them and return them unopened. Why would you want to not read them? And he always wondered what they said. Oh. We're not going to be a jerk. Thank you for your concern.
걱정해 주셔서 감사합니다. 저택을 떠난 후에도 신경 써주시더니 여전히 친절하시군요.
Yeah. This guy's a good guy.
아닐세. 난 그저 젊은 청년들이 다시 사이가 좋아졌으면 할 뿐이야. 너무
글쎄요. 물론 이번엔 오스카와도 이야기를 해볼 생각으로 오긴 했습니다.
알렉스군. 여기를 다시 찾아준 것만 해도 기쁜데 그런 생각까지 해주었다니.
별 말씀을.
다시 한번 애쉬크로브에 돌아온 것을 환영하네.
Thank you.
알렉스 군의 건강과 사업을 위하여 건배하지. 홍차긴 하지만 브랜디를 몇 방울 떨어뜨리면 괜찮겠지?
대낮부터 말입니까?
It's like 8 o'clock in the morning, dude. I mean, not an alcoholic.
안 될 게 뭐 있나? 내 주머니에 분명히 있을 텐데.
Wearing a mischievous grin, Morse lowered the flask over the teacup. The bright orange droplets dove into the tea, emanating an intense aroma. Alex grinned along, and the two men raised their cups. For a while, they engaged in an animated conversation. Unlike the game. The teapot was nearly empty when they heard a quiet knock at the door. Mr. Wake, I have the coach ready as you ordered. Should I tell the coachman to wait till you prepared, sir? Morse smiled gently as Alex reached inside for his pocket watch. It's your business meeting, isn't it? Don't mind me. Thank you, Doctor. Please excuse me. I must say, I truly enjoyed our tea. So did I. Alex did not need to be guided to the front doors. He had lived in the house for years and was familiar with its structure. Burton followed up behind silently. May I ask what time you will return, Mr. Wake? Well, Sir James invited me to dinner, so I will be quite late. I wouldn't be staying over for the night, though. I see. Then I shall see you later, sir. Alex left the building and ascended the carriage. The meeting with Sir James was most satisfactory, but Alex ended up staying longer than expected, as Lady Ferguson delighted in entertaining guests. She always told that one joke. I liked that joke. It was past midnight when he returned to Ashcroft. The house and its vast estate was surprisingly silent. Guided by the pale moonlight, Alex quietly opened the front door. Alex thought he was alone, but soon discovered he was mistaken.
다녀오셨습니까, 웨이크님?
You stayed up all night? It was Burton, the butler. Despite the late hour, he stood straight and tall, showing no sign of weariness. Wow, what a dedication to his craft.
미안한걸?
They actually
이미
have
모두 쉬러
schools
갔을
out
거라
there
생각했어.
to train butlers and people, to be high-class servants. Quite interesting. Absolutely amazing. Like if you've actually seen like a real true butler, complete class, I tell you. Complete class.
아니요, 괜찮습니다. 이 저택에 찾아오신 손님을 어둠 속에서 헤매시게 할 수는 없죠.
Oh, well, that's not necessary.
여기서 계속 기다리고 있었나?
Right? Were you waiting here
이렇게
this whole time?
늦게까지 말이야.
아니요, 그런
Oh, that's good. Alex lighted the candles and turned around. Burton gazed at him hesitantly, then finally opened his mouth again.
네,
You have waited
계속
for me the whole
기다리고
time.
있었습니다. 여기에서요.
Wow. I like you. Burton must have realized the puzzled look in Alex's eyes, for he cleared his throat.
방까지 모시겠습니다.
Both were silent as they walked through the hallway, but the silence was not awkward, as it was but a short distance.
수행원을 불러올까요?
아니, 지금은 자고 있을 거야. 내가 늦어지면 기다리지 말라고 했으니.
그럼 제가 시중을 들어도 괜찮겠습니까?
그래도 되겠어? 태워둬.
Widow Burton stared at Alex, clearly surprised.
기억하고 계시는 겁니까? 저 같은 건 잊으셨을지도
Of course I
모른다고
remember you. You're not
생각했습니다.
furniture.
잊을 리가. 우린 이 저택에서 같이 자랐잖아. 오히려 테오도야말로 날 못 알아보는 줄 알았어.
그렇지 않습니다. 분명 존경할 만한 신사가 되어 계시리라고는 생각했지만 상상보다 훨씬 훌륭하게 성장하셔서 놀랐을 뿐입니다.
말뿐이라도 고마운걸? 너야말로 그 나이에 집사라니 대단해.
The butler was the head of the servants. He was in charge of managing the silver plates and other valuables, as well as supervising and disciplining dozens of servants. Naturally, he cannot operate properly without their respect and trust, so it was common for a competent, long-serving footman to be promoted as a butler. It was highly unusual for someone as young as Burton to become one.
그러고 보니 어머니는 어떻게 지내시지? 아직도 부인...
아니요, 작년에 그만두었습니다. 본인은 근속 25년을 채우고 싶다고 고집을 부렸습니다만
Oh, that's too
무릎이
bad.
많이 안 좋아져서요.
빨리 나아지시면 좋겠군. 그래도 네가 이렇게 승진해서 어머니도 기뻐하셨겠어.
Yeah, I'm sure she's very proud.
네, 푼맨이 되었을 때도 집사직을 임명받았을 때도 무척 놀라셨습니다.
Not surprising at all.
그래? 난 놀랍지 않은데. 넌 어렸을 때부터 공부에 열심이었잖아. 잘 보이지 않는다며 눈을 잔뜩 찌푸리면서도 책을 열심히 읽었지.
그런 것도 기억하고 계십니까? 젊은 주인님의 책을 빌려 읽던 건 결국 들키고 말았습니다. 하지만 그 일을 계기로 전 집사님과 목사님께 공부를 배우게 되었죠. 모두 주인님의 호의 덕분입니다.
남장님이? 조금 의외로군.
For a moment, Theodore seemed to ponder his answer.
웨이크님이 떠나신 후로 주인님께서는 변하셨습니다.
Theodore said Baron Enoch seemed to be an entirely different person from his younger self. He had become a man of extremely few words and was apparently refraining from any violent outbursts. Those who know the Baron in the past may conclude that he has had to learn to control himself. But can change in a man's attitude be an evidence of change in his fundamental nature?
한잔하고 가겠어?
죄송합니다. 손님 앞에서 술은 마실 수 없습니다. 마음만 감사하게 받겠습니다.
아니야, 나야말로 너무 붙잡은 것 같아서 미안한걸.
아닙니다. 물러가기 전에 갈아입는 걸 도와드리겠습니다.
With these words, Theodore approached Alex from behind and offered his hand. What are you gonna do? Understanding his intention, Alex gave himself into Theodore's hands as the butler removed his jacket and waistcoat.
셔츠는 나중에 벗을게. 고마워, 테오도.
천만의 말씀입니다.
그리고 미안해. 버튼이라고 불러야 하는데 너무 무리했군.
Although Alex and Theodore used to be playmates, it was improper etiquette to address the host butler by his given name.
괜찮습니다. 이름을 기억해 주시는 것만으로도 감사하게 생각합니다. 도련님들도 가끔 옛날처럼 이름을 부르시기도 하시니까요.
Seemed to imply perhaps they still regarded me merely as their old playmate, Ted. There was a brief silence as Theodore smoothed Alex's clothes and hung them and arranged the cufflinks. He finished the task promptly and turned to Alex.
그럼 전 이만 물러가겠습니다. 편히 쉬시길 바랍니다.
너도 잘 자.
As Theodore left the room, Alex poured himself some brandy and sat before the fireplace. He recalled the people he had conversed with during the day. Morris Bell, the Enoch's family physician. Theodore Burton, the young butler. They were not the targets he sought to destroy. Neither had harmed Alex or his sister, nor were they related to the Baron. However, Morris could be affectionate to a fault, and Theodore must be loyal to Enoch. There was no guarantee they will not get in his way. Just a few days remained until the plan would be set in motion. Alex realized that he was right to return to the house. It was evident that hired investigators were unable to detect the complex interconnections between his residents. He will use this time to examine their relationships. Alex blew out the candles and went to bed. Eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. So proclaims an ancient law inscribed on stone. Suppose that one has lost his family at someone else's hands. According to the law, he has the right to take the life of the perpetrator's family. Only this time, it is not the life that will be taken. The guilt from the realization that you are responsible for your family's death. The feeling of loss when you realize that she is no longer by your side. The anger against the perpetrator. And the sense of total powerlessness from being unable to prevent it. If one can make the perpetrator suffer and grieve from such emotion, the principle of law can be adhered to without resorting to violence. The Baron's seat was empty, as it was the day before. But it seemed usual for him to be absent in family routines. His breakfast commenced immediately after Oscar made a perfunctory apology on his behalf. Everybody was filling themselves with light meals and strong tea when Edward spoke. Hey Alex, I'm gonna go practice shooting today. Will you come with me? Oscar responded before Alex could. You said you may handle firearms. Did you ask Father? Of course I did. He said yes when he heard Jeremy wanted to go as well. Is that true, Jeremy? Oh, well, Jeremy blinked, a flustered expression on his face. Yes, as long as everybody's going. What does Alice teach us? I'll let you tag along too. I can remember so clearly. You used to go hunting with Father and Oscar and Joshua, right? That's right. But Edward, surely your father must have taken you on hunts as well. Why would you need to practice shooting? Oh, he quit hunting before I was old enough to join him. Well, I never learned how to shoot properly, unlike my older brothers. Oscar is simply a concern for you, Eddie. You have never handled firearms before. But Oscar, Eddie did raise an important point. Eddie and Jeremy may be invited to hunting parties in the future. It would prove convenient if they practice in advance. But I do not wish to trouble Wake. It would be an honor, and if you're so worried, Enoch, you can accompany us. Of course I want to, but I have letters to write. How about you, Dr. Bell? I'm afraid I must stop out at the hospital today. Though I would have enjoyed practicing with non-living targets. I assume you're not exactly fond of hunting? No, it doesn't seem to suit me. How about you, Mr. de Lafayette? Not to my taste either. I detest the sight of blood. James will never make a doctor out of you. In the meantime, Edward continued to persuade Oscar. See, Father's busy, you're busy, and even the doctor's busy. That's why I'm asking Alex. But it would not do to entrust you and Jeremy to a guest. Oscar folded his arms and pondered for a minute. Yes, it certainly wouldn't do. I'll make myself available today. A look of disappointment passed over Edward's face. It was understandable, as he plans to enjoy himself far away from his meddlesome eldest brother was thwarted. But he was not pessimistic by nature, and quickly recovered his usual temper. Good, I'll tell the servants to get the horses ready. When Alex got ready and descended the stairs, the horses were already waiting to be mounted. He looked around, but could only see the grooms and footmen. As he approached the horses, he discovered someone unexpected standing before him. It was Joshua, who kept silent while his brothers were discussing the location of the shooting range.
마음을 바꾸었나?
Joshua stopped stroking the horse's mane, turned to face Alex.
아니, 그냥 나온 거야. 방금 마부에게 들었어. 네가 오늘 탈 말은 이 아이야.
He walked towards a horse with a shiny brown coat. The horse casually approached Joshua and rubbed its nose on him.
아주 얌전한걸.
그렇게 보여? 손님 앞이라 수줍어하는 거야. 사실은 아주 혈기왕성한 아가씨거든.
그렇다면 마음껏 달려도 실례가 되진 않겠군. 아주 친해 보이는데 네 말이야?
아니, 이 다리론 말을 탈 수 없어.
Oh. Alex realized that this was the first time since his return that talking to Joshua alone. There was something he wanted to ask him, but hesitant to do so. Did he dare ask? Or change the subject? You know, it's... Oh, man, it's rude to ask somebody about their injury, though. You know what? But I'm curious, you know? It's an old injury. That's what they said. No, you know what? No, let's not do it. We'll hold our tongue. It wouldn't be common sense to assume that Joshua wouldn't take kindly to the subject of his leg. Alex decided to bring up a more harmless topic.
제레미는 기숙학교에 보낼 생각이겠지. 칼 학교는 벌써 정해진 건가?
글쎄, 오스카 형이 결정해뒀겠지. 어쨌든 곧 떠나게 될 거야. 에디도 그랬으니까.
He sounded as if he was talking of strangers. Several years ago, Alex had hired a private investigator to inspect the Enochs. According to the report, Joshua never went to school and was tutored at home. He was capable of walking by that age. It seemed he had purposely chosen not to venture into the outside world.
에드워드가 벌써 이렇게 컸다니 믿기지 않아. 옛날엔 정말 조금했는데 말이야. 참 귀여웠지?
그래. 늘 오스카 형을 따라다니며 안아 올려달라고 떼를 쓰곤 했지. 하지만 이제 에디는 어른이야. 제레미도 곧 그렇게 될 거고. 앞으로는 더 달라지겠지.
조슈아?
아니,
Okay.
아무것도 아니야.
At that moment, they both heard lively footsteps coming their way.
알렉스 형, 일찍 왔네요. 같이 내려왔으면 좋았을걸.
내 말하고 먼저 인사해두고 싶어서 말이야. 조슈아가 오늘 탈 말을 가르쳐줬어.
As he spoke, Alex turned to face Joshua. But before he knew it, Joshua had left his side and was talking to Theodore.
조슈아도 같이 가자고 할 걸 그랬나?
형은 자기 때문에 마차를 꺼내는 걸 좋아하지 않아요. 교회에 가는 걸 빼면 외출도 그다지 안 하고요.
하긴 승마도 그만뒀다고 했던가? 하지만 그런 거 치곤 말들과 친하던데.
그래요? 형이랑 제레미가 왔네요.
안녕하세요. 기다리게 해서 죄송합니다.
오늘 써야 할 게 있다더니 그건 해결됐나 보지?
가끔은 너희들과 맑은 공기나 마실까 해서 내일로 미뤘다. 실망했나, 에디?
아니, 이해해. 제레미는 아직 어리니까 보호자가 필요하잖아.
그야, 난 아직 형들처럼 어른은 아니니까.
내가 보기엔 둘 다 똑같이 어려 보이는데 말이다. 일단 이런 이야기는 그만하자. 들라파이트님이 내려오셨다.
아, 이런, 내가 제일 늦었나? 면목이 없네요.
아닙니다. 아직 약속 시간 전인걸요. 그렇지만 모두 모였으니 출발하도록 할까요?
Alright, let's go. Shooting. Oscar turned to Joshua, who was standing by the front door.
내가 없는 동안 집을 부탁해.
걱정하지 말고 다녀와, 형.
다녀오십시오.
The lake was but a 10-minute ride from the house. As Alex remembered, there was a clearing nearby. The view was good enough to be a favorite picnic spot. Ooh, that's nice. Theodore was the first to arrive. He quickly dismounted, then looked around. He noticed the old servant in charge of the firearms who was waiting for the party with the targets and the firearms. Edward gave a loud whistle and practically dashed towards him. Eddie, running off like that. Really looking forward to it. Oscar turned around to face Alex and Lawrence. If you will excuse me, I must go ahead. Edward does not know how to handle firearms. Oscar dismounted and followed Edward, taking quick strides. I think I'll take a stroll around the area. How about you, Wick? We'll watch them practice for now. I may join you if I get bored. Oh, very well. I won't be far off. You'll find me easily enough. I see, just don't get too close to the targets. Oh, you needn't worry. I promised Father not to cause any scandals likely to get myself shot by a British aristocrat. That is commendable. I take that as a compliment. With a merry laugh, Lawrence disappeared into the forest. Alex turned around to see Jeremy. Shall we go on, Master Jeremy? Oh, most certainly, Mr. Wick. They started walking across the grass in the dim water sun. Is this the first time you'll be handling a gun, Master Jeremy? Jeremy's eyes widened as he looked up at Alex. Please, sir, you don't have to be so formal with me. I'm the youngest after all. Do address me as you address Joshua and Edward. You say so. Have you ever shot a gun before, Jeremy? No, this is my first time. Oh, looks like Edward has begun. George is an expert, Eddie. He has managed our firearms for decades, so don't give him any trouble and start with the basic stances. Alright, I understand, Oscar. Run along and help Jeremy now. George and Alex will teach me. I may recommend George, but not Wake. Why not I? Wake? That's not what I meant. Which means... I know very well that your marksmanship is not clumsy. But it has been years since I last saw you shoot. It occurred to me that you could have forgotten the handling of firearms. Not exactly. I try to practice regularly. Which would make you even more dangerous. Oscar, you're not making sense. No, I understand. There's no harm in taking caution. I'm merely offering a demonstration for today. Oscar lifted his hand as if to stop him, but ultimately chose to keep silent. Alex inspected the rifle with deft, skilled fingers. He had plenty of opportunity to practice with the members of his gentleman's club, where every London gentleman joins at least one at London. Finished with the inspection, Alex pointed the gun at the target and pulled the trigger. Indeed, it seems you do practice regularly. Oscar commented brusquely as he confirmed the newly made hole in the center of the target. Don't fret, Enoch. Trust your pupil. Pupil? You taught me how to shoot, remember? And you told me that one should never aim at another person. I remember to point and clear. That is very true. You have a firearm of any kind, it doesn't matter what it is. Even if it's a BB gun. You never point it at something you do not intend to kill. Don't aim it at people. If you say so. Alex handed the rifle back to the servant and then turned to Edward. Oh, you will improve quicker under your brother. He has much more skill than I. Edward hesitated for a moment, and soon nodded in agreement. Alright then, can you teach me, Oscar? As you should have asked earlier. Now, let us start with your stance. Relax. Stand with your feet shoulder length apart. Edward followed Oscar's instructions and fired a few shots at the target. At last, Oscar beckoned to Jeremy. George, give that to Jeremy. That? The servant held out a gray pistol, much different from the rifle Edward had been using. It's locked for safety, so there's no need to fret. Go on, touch it. Smaller than the one Edward used. Piece from Dr. Bell's collection. I thought this would suit you better, as your hands are still small. You just saw how Eddie did it, right? Come, stand before the target. Oscar explained and demonstrated the shooting stance. Jeremy was able to maintain the stance at ease when he wasn't holding anything. But once he held the pistol, his entire body stiffened. How about relaxing your shoulders? Like this? Yes, and straighten your back a little more. Now try to pull the trigger. Everybody watched the boy's back, waiting for the sound of the gunshot. But the finger on the trigger did not move an inch. Soon the boy's inexperienced arms and the barrel of the gun began to tremble. Puzzled, Alex peered into Jeremy's face. You could see a mixture of uneasiness and tension in the large eyes. Alex decided to. You know what? We're going to step in here. We're going to hold Jeremy's shoulders. Relax. Oh. So what if you miss? It's your first time. Nobody will tease you. Thank you, sir. A look of astonishment passed over Oscar's face. He had clearly not expected this behavior from Alex. Soon he put up a gentle smile as he joined Alex in soothing his youngest brother. I suppose you can use Wake's help. He will support you if you lose balance. Do you think you can pull the trigger now? You can do it, right? Yes, sir. Jeremy took a deep breath and tightened the finger on the trigger. Don't close your eyes, Jeremy. Much harder than you thought, isn't it? Yes, it made me close my eyes. I apologize for taking your time, Mr. Wake. Oh, no trouble at all. Good to spend time outdoors once in a while. That I can agree. Now let's try again, shall we? This time without closing your eyes. Yes. Jeremy let out a deep breath and pulled the trigger once more. Oh, I shut my eyes again. Jeremy looked upset, but Oscar smiled gently at him. It's alright. Let us get some rest for now. There's plenty of time to practice. The boy looked at his spotless target, then at Alex's, and his face flushed in embarrassment. I couldn't hit the target at all. You are really good, Mr. Wake. Of course he is. He used to go hunting with Father, Oscar, and Joshua. Indeed. At the time, the Baron was obsessed with the extravagant and violent sport of hunting. Fox hunting was his favorite. Packs of hounds led by huntsmen in crimson livery, galloping horses, the fleeing game, the scattering blood and dying breath. Baron Enoch used to declare that such things constitute the meaning of life. In contrast, he showed little interest in his family. He treated his sons like hunting partners who can be summoned any time. The Baron smiled in satisfaction as he looked down at the game held in the mouth of a hound bearing its blood-stained teeth. The first catch of the year. Who found it? It was Master Alex, my lord. Is that so? Wasn't this your first hunt, Alex? It is, sir. How interesting. First comers can barely keep up, usually. You may have what it takes to be a good hunter. Probably done, my boy. Your sister will be pleased to hear about your performance. I'm not quite sure about that, sir. Oscar, give him the christening. Oscar dismounted, picked up the freshly killed game, and walked towards Alex. Alex stood at his spot with a blank look, unsure of what will happen. He felt something warm trickling down his cheeks. Soon realized it was an animal blood, but felt no disgust or fear. People actually do that? It was indeed a christening. Born to the middle class, Alex had never joined a hunt or killed anything before. This was a necessary ritual for him to become a member of the Enoch household. Alex gazed at Oscar with blurry eyes, intoxicated by the warmth dripping from his cheeks down to his neck. Now you're just like us, Alex. Alex slowly closed his eyes as he heard the Baron laughing. He never complimented his sons or Alex, except when they accomplished feats of hunting, of course. Cold-blooded wretch who does not even care about the feelings of his own offspring. That was Alex's impression of the Baron at the time. That's enough rest, I think. Edward, stand up and try the stance again. Alright, as you wish, my dearest, most wonderful brother. Don't be cheeky, Eddie. After the practices ended, the party returned to the house. The building was covered with the glow of the setting sun when they arrived. The footman announced that the Baron and Joshua were waiting for them at the drawing room with tea. Welcome back, gentlemen. I hope my son's practices did not bore you. No, not at all, sir. We had a wonderful time. It was pleasant to visit the lake after so many years. I agree with Wake. It was delightful to watch your son's practice. I'm glad to hear that, gentlemen. How about you boys? Did you enjoy yourselves? Yes, father. Caught a bird, though. It's inedible and won't be cooked. Edward boasted as he put down his teacup. In contrast, Jeremy looked visibly downcast. Jeremy, what's the matter with you? All right, Jeremy. You'll be able to hunt birds, even bigger game with practice. No, that's not why I'm troubled. I wouldn't mind practicing on targets, but I don't ever want to shoot living creatures, Father. I'm sorry for disappointing you. Why did you think I would be disappointed? Shooting is not a duty. You can quit if it does not suit you. Wow. Alex's eyes widened at the unexpected response. It reminded him of a bitter memory from his past. What are you waiting for, Joshua? I told you to shoot at my command. His large hand struck Joshua's cheek. The boy's frail body staggered from the force of the blow. Startled, Alex took a step forward to stop him, but Oscar caught him by the arm. Patience, his eyes said. It wasn't long before Alex realized that the Baron would lose his temper and strike people whenever they made a mistake. He also learned that the violence would escalate if anybody dared to stop him. It's not that Jeremy lacks talent, Father. And it's just a hobby after all. Don't you think target practice should suffice? Yes, I think I can practice with targets. Of course. Good luck with your practice, Jeremy. Hypocrite, Alex thought as he turned away in disgust. In his eyes caught a shadow of sorrow in Joshua's expression. He treated Jeremy as he was never treated. But it disappeared before he could realize what it meant, as Joshua's eyes quickly reverted to its usual serenity. Alex pondered for a moment, and then approached Joshua, who sat at a spot rather far apart from the others. Your father's very fond of Jeremy, isn't he? Joshua looked at him nonchalantly. And he has changed considerably since I last saw him. Is that so? I'm not quite sure about that. I'm relieved to see that Jeremy is deeply loved. Why should you believe otherwise? Jeremy is our family, our brother. You mean half-brother. Joshua quietly put down his teacup and looked straight at Alex. I will not ignore what you imply. Don't tell that to Jeremy. He knows nothing. That is why he's happy. Do you want the boy to be happy? Yes, if that makes father happy. With this reply, Joshua left his seat. Alex did not follow him. Their brief conversation had provided all the information he needed. The cracks in the family were so vividly plain. It was indeed a wise choice to come here, Alex thought as he smiled to no one in particular. He did not want to inflict simple, brute violence. If he did, hiring a few ruffians would have been enough. The man must suffer all the pain that I endured, he thought. I will rip apart this family with the most efficient method possible. Throw its carcass before his eyes. Let him taste the same fear and despair she, and I had felt when I was young and helpless. Let his kin be punished for looking away from his sin. Only then will my revenge be complete. Only then shall I sleep in peace at night. Alrighty. Well, I think I'm going to end the video off here because it's getting a little long, but the demo probably doesn't go on for a whole lot longer than this, so if you're interested to see more of the story, you can finish the demo, or perhaps you can even buy the game if it's right up your alley. I think it looks pretty interesting. I kind of like it. I like how the story is kind of unfolding so far. So yeah, that is Beyond Eden, out now on Steam for $34.99. I will see you all next time. Have a good day.